Hey guys, Unused here, and today we're going to discuss this unused ending for Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. I mentioned it in passing in a video forever ago, but I never made like a full video discussing all the details and giving my opinion on it, so I thought it could be an interesting topic for a video today. I'm also really curious to know what you guys think about this ending as well, as I don't really see people talk about it a whole lot. Also, shout out to Jinjo Jess on Tumblr for translating the entire thing. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the video. In order to unlock this ending, you would have to beat the entire game once, then restart it. You need to clear the first week, and then meet Monokuma in the gym before the first victim is killed. Talking to him will initiate the event, and it's referred to as the quote-unquote true ending route. Monokuma will begin breaking down the fourth wall a bunch by asking Naegi if he met with him in order to see the true ending. His exact line is, "Oh, it's like that, huh? You already finished the game at least once, and yet you came back here for no reason. In other words, you're just totally fed up with the ending to the story, huh?" Basically, to me, he's implying that we as the player are so fed up with watching our favorite characters die that we decided to reset the game to see if we can change things this time. Naegi is completely oblivious to what Monokuma's talking about, which makes sense considering his remarks are supposed to be targeted towards us, the player. But regardless, Monokuma gives him an escape switch. He then states that Naegi has to collect all the hopes from the other students in order for the button to work. He also states that this ending is true despair and nothing more than the end of the world. After this scene, you need to go to the entrance hall before the first victim in order to trigger the rest of the event. There you'll see the rest of the students gather together. They explain to Naegi that Monokuma informed them of the escape switch and that they could use it to escape the killing game only if they all give up their hope, aka their ultimate talent. And this is what Monokuma was referring to when he told Naegi that he had to collect their hope. The entire group agrees to give up their dreams as long as it means that they can escape. Dagami states that he's perfect with or without ultimate talent, so he knows that he can succeed even if he gives up his position as the heir to the Dagami conglomerate. Mizuno states that all that matters to her is that she can be reunited with her friends, whether or not they're idols or not, and Kirigiri and Fukawa both express that true hope is just moving forward no matter what they're doing. These lines parallel pretty closely to the actual ending of Danganronpa 1, which I thought was pretty interesting and wanted to point out. After this, the game highlights each character revealing what their plans are now that they've decided to give up their talent and leave the killing game. It starts with Ishimaru. He states that his dream was to become the prime minister to change the world, but since he has to give that up now, instead he's planning on becoming a farmer, and now he plans on correcting the country's morals from an agricultural viewpoint. I don't know how he plans to do that at all, but you go Ishimaru. I believe in you. Next is Celeste, who's sad that she lost her quick and easy way to make money, but now she plans on selling handmade clothes made with love and selling them for a very expensive price. Tagami plans on traveling around the world after leaving. Sakura states that she has nothing left if you take fighting away from her, but since fighting isn't limited to the physical body, she plans on engaging in a spiritual fight with herself. Asahina decides to open up a donut store called Asahina's Donuts. Obviously very, very fitting for her character. I'm sure she'll enjoy that a lot. Manu states that he plans to become a carpenter. His part is accompanied by a somewhat ominous line afterwards though, where he states, "Hey big bro, in a bit, that's okay, right?" Here he's referring to his brother who died tragically in an accident that Mondo blames himself for. The translator Jinjo Jess mentions that the line "in a bit" could also translate to soon or before long or in a little bit, as in the context of "I'm gonna get going in a bit." I have to agree with them that this line seems very ominous, like he plans to join his brother soon or something. And also considering his brother's final wish was for him to lead the Crazy Diamonds in his stead, it makes sense that it'd be much more difficult for Mondo to just give up his talent compared to some of the other students. But I really do hope that's not what they're implying here, because it would be super messed up for everybody else to get a moderately good ending besides him. I'm thinking instead they probably meant it in the way of, I need to do this thing first and live my life, but soon afterwards I'll join you, brother. I think this makes more sense to the depressing interpretation, since in Mondo's free time events, he even mentions that he wants to become a carpenter after he graduates. It seems like something he's dreamed about for a while, so I think the idea of him telling his brother, "Hey, I need to follow this path that I've dreamed of first, but then I'll see you after," makes the most sense. But I'm curious to see what you guys think about this. Chihiro states, this is a good opportunity to train both my heart and body. I want to train to get stronger. If I do that, I'll be able to meet you all again as my real self. This is obviously alluding to Chihiro's reveal at the end of chapter 2. Next up is Leon. He's stoked because he already didn't really like his talent, and now he gets to achieve other dreams. He states he's going to go from being a model to a voice talent. Fukawa's new dream is to fall in love and get married, and she gets paranoid that somebody's laughing at her dream. Mizuno reiterates that she doesn't care what she does as long as she gets to stay with her friends. Hifumi's is a little weird. He plans to become a thief and then steal gems using his magic. I think it's supposed to be referencing something, but I'm not really sure what. If you guys have an idea in the comment section, please let me know. Hagakure has no clue what he's going to do, and Kirigiri says that first she needs to search for something. I assume she's talking about searching for her father, since she literally enrolled in Hope Speak Academy in order to find him and confront him about abandoning her and her family. After that, she seems pretty lost on what she should do, but at the same time looks forward to the future. It makes sense that she'd feel so lost on how to move on from detective work, since her family's history is just so deeply rooted in it. And one of the main things she wants to confront her father on is how she takes pride in the family's name and the detective work that they do. I think a big reason why she loves and respects her family and their work so much is because they were the ones to step up and take care of her after her father left. She was able to bond with them through detective work, so I think her talent symbolizes her true family to her. So I imagine she'd be one of the ones to have the hardest time moving away from her talent. Lastly is Makuro. She contemplates how she's always been in her younger sister's shadow, and now she finally has the chance to run away from her sister and live her own life. She can change her future and become what she's always wanted to be, a hairdresser. This one honestly seemed so random to me when I was first reading this. I was like, did they just put a bunch of talents in a hat and like randomly pick one for her? But I think I came up with something that could make it make sense. So Junko is obviously known for her beauty, being the ultimate gyaru, and maybe Makuro always had interest in beauty, but she felt she could never pursue it because she knew she'd be outshined by Junko. So maybe that's why she wanted to go into this field. But yeah, just a thought. After this, Naegi contemplates whether or not giving up their dreams and moving towards a different path is actually hope or not. He eventually settles that he shouldn't worry about Monokuma's ominous words stating that this ending was true despair. A movie plays, showing all the students standing in the front door. It slowly and steadily opens. A white light spills from within it, engulfing everything. It fades out, and then we see Naegi once again in the entrance hall. But this time he's alone, and the entrance hall looks completely normal. He refers to the contents of the ending as a strange dream. After this, he decides he's not cut out for the life of an ultimate and goes home. The school isn't a place where you can get by on luck. It isn't suited for people who have embarrassing dreams about killing games. And that is where the ending concludes. I think it's also interesting to note that although it was scrapped, you can still unlock the movie where it shows all the students escaping in Trigger Happy Havoc. In order to unlock it, you have to obtain item number 092, the escape button, from the Mono Mono machine. It's only available to the player once you've completed the game at least once. Once you do obtain it, you can watch the movie in the movie gallery section of the main menu. I keep going back and forth on whether or not I like this ending. Just the idea of a character like Ishimaru dropping all of his hopes and dreams to become a farmer is like so weird to me. Same with Makuro giving up her talent to pursue hairdressing, but I do think I really like the message that they were trying to portray with this ending. I really like the fourth wall breaking conversation you have with Monokuma and how he acknowledges the players' despair and desperation that they feel after watching over half the cast die horribly. It does also make sense for an AU like this that Junko would be willing to let them go as long as they give up their hope. She truly would care the most to bring despair to characters who embody hope fully and hold so much of it, you know what I mean? I think Monokuma referring to this ending as true despair is fourth wall breaking commentary. In this ending, all the characters give up their talents and their hopes and the things that almost completely make up their characterization in the game, and instead they decide to follow new dreams. I think it's interesting to note that Monokuma never states explicitly that the escape switch is made just to open the door in the entrance hall. Instead, he states that the button will end the world. I think he's referring to the world of Danganronpa itself here. So instead of the escape switch being made to open the door to escape, its true purpose is to erase the world of Danganronpa. I think that's why right after we see Naegi press it, we see it fade to him interpreting the whole event as a strange dream. So I think what the ending is trying to really say here is that true despair isn't the sadness you as the player felt seeing your favorite characters die, but instead true despair is the idea that this fictional world never existed at all and you were never able to experience the world of Danganronpa. As depressing as it was for me to see Ishimaru and Sakura die, the game undoubtedly changed my life for the better. My whole career is like based around Danganronpa, and I've made so many amazing making friends and memories through playing these games and fan games inspired by it. So I think if this was the message that they were going for, then I do agree. True despair would be not being able to experience it at all. So thank you, besties, for taking one for the team. Overall, I do think I like the ending after thinking about it some more. I do think it could have been a fun Easter egg to add to the game, but at the same time, I can understand why they didn't include it. And there's one other interesting piece of trivia regarding this ending as well, but this part will contain spoilers for 999, so exit the video if you haven't played it yet, and also play it if you haven't. It's really good and underrated. But yeah, I just wanted to give a heads up about that part. So the translator of this ending speculates that based on the tongue-in-cheek tone of the whole thing, and a few different lines, they think this was meant to be a good-natured jab at Uchikoshi and 999's true ending, where all the important characters live. Once I saw they pointed it out, I could definitely see that being the case, and I think it makes sense since Kadaka and Uchikoshi are so close as well. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please do leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you did. That kind of stuff really does help me out a lot with the algorithm. Also, yeah, I'm really curious to see what you guys think about this ending. Like I said, I don't see people talk about it too much. But yeah, once again, thanks guys for watching the video, and I will see you real soon.